All right, here we go. Good morning. Let's start today on our backs, soles of the feet to the mat, and lie the head down, and then reach the arms up so that the palms face away from you, but fingertips up toward the sky. And then bring the right arm on top of the left arm, just crossing the arms as high up as you can. And then turn the palms to face down toward the mat and slide the fingers underneath the back as far as you can. So you're giving yourself like the tightest hug you possibly can. So maybe you cross the arms a little bit higher. Elbows are down toward the chest though. So if they're coming up toward the face, just move them away from you. And then just try to wiggle those fingers far underneath you, and then close the eyes. Start to take a deeper breath. Back out through the nose. 2 more like that. Deep breath in through the nose. This time out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Fill all the way up. Exhale out of the mouth. Let it go. Deeply in through the nose. Hold it at the very top. Find a little pause. And slow exhale back out through the nose. Keep going with your Ujjayi breath in through the nose. Back out through the nose. Finding a little bit more comfort and ease with this posture, simply by focusing on the breath. Then reach the arms back up and cross the arms the other way. So left arm in front of the right, turn the palms to face down, bring those fingertips underneath you. And this could be a very different experience on this side. So if it is, it's not a big deal. Just go with it. Elbows away from the face, down toward the torso. And come back into your breath if you've lost it. Eyes open or closed. But sometimes with the eyes closed, it takes away some of the distraction that we get with having our eyes open. And you may be able to focus on your breath a little easier. Only you know the real answer to that. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Keep working those fingers toward one another. Blink open the eyes if they're closed. Reach the arms all the way back up. Interlace the fingers back behind the head and just rest the head on the hands. It should feel pretty good to let those elbows open up wide. Maybe they even touch the mat. And take a big inhale in through the nose. On the exhale, lift the shoulder blades up and away from the mat. Keep the head heavy so you use the hands to support the head. Inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale back. Exhale up more than forward. Inhale back. Exhale up. This time, inhale back. Exhale up. Lift the feet. So you're lifting the feet up so they're in line with the knees. Knees are right over the hips, maybe a little farther away. Inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale back. Exhale up. Keep those elbows wide. This time, inhale back. Exhale up, extend the left leg out in front of you, twist to the right. So bicycles, but you're not trying to reach that left elbow to the knee. Keep the elbows wide. Come back to center, knees to center. Twist to the left, elbows wide. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Back to center, slow and controlled. Exhale, twist. Extend that right leg out in front of you. Bring it back to the center on the inhale, twist to the right. back to center, twist to the left. Back to center, twisting to the right. Back to center, exhale, twist. Inhale back, knees together, twist to the right on the exhale. Back to center, twist to the left, last one. Back to center, hug the knees in, rest the head, rock side to side. Set that left foot down onto the mat, extend the right leg up, grab onto the back of the right thigh. You can leave the left foot where it is, or you can extend the left leg out in front of you. If it's too much, just walk that left foot back in and stay there. Really just trying to get into the right hamstring. So you can either have a bend in that right knee or the leg could be straight if it's open enough. Toes down toward the face, and you bring the leg in as close as you want, but you're just listening to the muscles in the backside of the right leg to find that good opening, gentle stretch to start your practice. And set the right foot down onto the mat, hug the left knee in toward the chest, extend the left leg up, grab onto the back of the left thigh, heel up, toes down. Maybe the right foot stays where it is. Maybe you extend the right leg forward. And if you do have that right leg forward, make sure the right thigh, it's like it's going down toward the mat. Right toes point straight up, and you're pressing out through the sole of the foot. So both legs are strong. And left foot comes to the mat, right foot comes to the mat, roll over to your right side. Use the hands to bring yourself up to tabletop. So coming to all fours. And then as you come to tabletop, bring the knees all the way together and then bring the right knee forward. Left knee is going to go behind the right knee. So this left knee behind the right knee. So you're crossing the legs pretty high up. And then from here, you'll feet go a little wider. Bring the hips back, but don't let them touch the mat. And you can just walk the hands forward. This feels pretty good. So it's like Gomukhasana, but the hips aren't touching the mat. You can just walk the hands forward, let the head and the neck go. It's a different opening. Then you can stay here, or you can start to walk the hands back and then sit the hips between the feet, only if the knees are okay with that. And then you're coming into your Gomukhasana legs. Then reach the arms all the way up, bend that left elbow, grab for the left elbow, and just work that left fingertips down the center of the back. So keep the chest lifted, looking forward without puffing out the lowest front ribs. Then reach the arms all the way back up, hands back down to the mat, shift forward back to where we just were. So knees down to the mat. And then we'll switch the crossing of the legs. So bring the knees side by side. You'll bring that left knee a little bit forward so you can get the right knee behind it, separate the feet. And then you'll start to sit the hips back. The knees will stack, but see if you can hover the hips and reach the arms forward. So the upper body's like child's pose. And start to sit the hips all the way back between the feet. Reach the arms all the way up. Once you have the hips even and on the mat, reach the arms all the way up. We'll bend the right elbow this time. Grab for the right elbow. Keep the gaze going forward so the chin doesn't come down toward the chest. Reach those right fingertips down the back, getting into that right shoulder this time. And we'll reach the arms all the way back up. Bring the hands down to the mat. You can shift forward back onto the knees. Separate the knees so you're back to tabletop, all fours. Then we'll do a few rounds of cat-cow breath. On the inhale, reach the heart forward. On the exhale, round the whole spine. Keep going on your own. Checking in with yourself, seeing how you're feeling today. If there are different areas of the body that are talking to you a little louder than usual, maybe being mindful of those and focusing on that area for your practice, listening, seeing what poses feel good and feed that area, giving it more space and freedom, and which poses don't. Those are the ones you need to modify or skip altogether. And good information as you try to resolve the issue. Next time you round the spine, stay there. Come back to a neutral spine, tabletop. Step the feet back behind you, come into plank pose. So shoulders are stacked over the wrists, fingers are spread evenly. You're pulling those legs back and the tops of the thighs are lifting up toward the sky. Hips and shoulders in line with one another. Hips and shoulders in line with one another. Keep reaching the heart forward. Heels are stretching back behind you. And there's the tiniest little bend in the elbows, not one you can see, but one you should be able to feel. So it shouldn't feel like you're locking the joint. You want to use those arm muscles to help find this stability in the pose. Core's hugging in, so it's like navel to spine. Tailbone shifts back toward the heels. And you're with your Ujjayi breath. And then we'll start to lower down to the mat. So knees can come down whatever you want, or just come all the way down. Set yourself down. Bring the left forearm right in front of the face. Bend the right leg, reach back, grab for the right foot. Make sure the knees are side by side and that right knee isn't going out to the right. And then you can bring that foot in toward the glute to get some length in the right quad. Before I can rest down onto the arm, you could lift up a little bit. We haven't done much back bending, so take it easy if you take that option. And you'll switch sides. Let that right foot go, right forearm in front of the face, reach back, grab for the left foot, make sure the knees are side by side so that left knee feels like it's right underneath the left hip. And find the quad stretch on this side. Set the left foot back down, hands back by the lower ribs. Let's set up for Cobra. Once you pull the shoulders away from the ears, hands back by the lower ribs, press into the tops of the feet, lift the chest, not too high, and then exhale, release. So baby cobras, second one can be a little deeper than the first. Inhale up, exhale, release. Last one, inhale up, shoulders away from the ears, nice long neck, look down the bridge of the nose. Exhale, release. Let's take child's pose. Come up to hands and knees, big toes together, sit the hips back. Crawl those fingertips way forward. Keeping this an active child's pose, trying to keep the elbows away from the mat, the forearms away from the mat, fingertips down on the mat. Then look forward at the hands, downward facing dog. Shift forward onto the knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Several breaths here. So any ritual you have, go for it. There's some movement that you want, or a deep bend in the knees. Feet wide to the outer edges of the mat is always nice too. And lift the right leg up and back, coming into your three-legged down dog. Bring the right knee to the left tricep. So you're coming into a bit of a twist. So right knee, left tricep, Come back to three-legged down dog. Step the right foot through, up between the hands, coming into a runner's lunge. You can come up onto the fingertips. You can put blocks underneath the hands to find a little bit of a lift in the chest, especially for this first lunge. Reach the chest forward. Maybe the gaze goes forward and down a little bit. And then straighten the front leg. Getting high on the ball, the back foot. You could walk the hands back, especially if it feels like it's too intense in the back side of the right leg. If you're not feeling anything, walk the hands forward until you do. And you just let the head and the neck go over that right leg for this modified pyramid pose. Inhale forward to your lunge, left hand underneath the left shoulder. Reach the right arm up. Keep pressing that left leg back behind you. That outer left hip hugs in to keep that left leg strong. Left shoulder away from the ear. Reach up with the right arm. So you're opening up across the chest, hugging that belly in, keeping the right knee pointing straight forward. And if it's not, make the stance a little bit wider. Move the right foot out to the right. Right hand comes back down to the mat, step back to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up and back. Left knee, right tricep this time. So you stack the shoulders over the wrists. You get the knee up as high as you can. And then we come back, three-legged down dog. Left foot steps up between the hands. Take your time getting there. Help the foot if it doesn't go all the way. Fingertips down on the mat if you want to lift yourself up a little bit. Left knee right over the left ankle. Starting with this lunge. Back knee up, but you can always bring it down if it feels like it's too much. Find some length in the pose. Then straighten the front leg, modify pyramid pose, different side. You may need to play with where the hands are. Maybe they come back, maybe they walk forward. Let the head and the neck go. Inhale forward to your lunge, right hand underneath the right shoulder, left arm reaches up, fire up that back leg, stretching it back behind you, right ear away from the right shoulder. You'll get more space across the chest too if it's crawling up toward the ear. Spread the arms out wide, keep that left knee going straight forward, and then feel long all the way up through the crown of the head. Left hand comes back down to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Then look forward, take baby steps, walk the feet up to the hands. So no rush, take a lot of steps to get there, working your way up to the top of the mat. On an inhale, reach the heart forward, come up halfway. Exhale, fold back down over the legs. Two more like that. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale up halfway, shoulders away from the ears, chest open. Exhale, fold. This time we're coming all the way up. Circle the arms all the way up to standing. Bring the palms together, down in front of the heart. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Lower down halfway, chaturanga. Your choice, cobra or up dog, whichever one you feel ready for. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Hug those lowest front ribs in, hug the belly in, push those hips way back. Bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, bring the feet up between the hands. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Circle the arms all the way up to standing. Bring the palms together overhead, down in front of the heart. Surya A, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank pose. On your exhale, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale up for your back bend. Exhale back to down dog. Bend the knees, look forward, hug the belly in, bring the feet up between the hands. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Circle the arms all the way up to standing. Palms come together overhead, down in front of the heart. One more cycle. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling up halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat. Keep looking forward, reaching the heart forward as you step back to plank pose. Shift forward onto the toes. Bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale up for your back bend. Exhale back to down dog. From downward facing dog, inhale the right leg up and back. Right knee, left tricep. Hug the belly in. Get that knee up as high as you can, stacking the shoulders over the wrists, reaching the heart forward. Exhale back, three-legged down dog. Right foot steps up between the hands. Hop the back foot in, setting up for warrior one. So both heels down. Find a bend in the front leg, reach the arms forward and up. Virabhadrasana 1, square everything forward. Use the straightening of the back leg to find the bend in the front leg. Belly hugs in, heart can reach up. There is a little bit of a back bend here, but you're still warming up, so it doesn't need to be the biggest one. Maybe you just change the gaze and look up and see if that does anything. If you looked up, bring the gaze back forward, take it to warrior two. Open it up, spread the arms out wide, front leg is still bent, back leg is straight. And then try to even out the weight. Sometimes we get really heavy in that right leg. Try to drive down through that back leg, keeping the chest lifted, legs going down, pressing down. Then windmill the hands down to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Stay here, or you could take a vinyasa. It's up to you. Inhale the left leg up and back. Keep those left toes pointing down toward the mat. And then take that left knee high up to the right tricep. Stack the shoulders over the wrist. Lift that foot up as high as you can. Inhale back, three-legged down dog. Step that left foot through, up between the hands. You want a long stride, so that way when you hop the back foot in, it doesn't shorten too much. Reach the arms forward all the way up. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Inner right thigh spinning back behind you, inner left thigh reaching forward. Belly lifts, chest can lift, maybe the gaze lifts. Just take it easy with the back bend. Find one that feels good. It may not feel like you're in one at all, and that's okay too. Open it up, warrior two. So you may want to lengthen your stance a little bit. It's a little shorter for warrior one, but it can be a little longer for warrior two, just as long as you can still press down into that left heel on the outer edge of the right foot evenly. Stacking the left knee right over the left ankle. Weight even between the legs. And then with the arms, it's like you're sucking them in toward the torso, and you'll feel the shoulders go down the back a little bit. And that's how we know we're using the arms to keep the arms up. Keep that lift of the chest. So you feel like the sides of the waist are growing, getting longer. Ujjayi breath. And windmill the hands down to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Stay here. Take a vinyasa. Little different this time. Reach the right leg up and back. Right knee, right tricep. Get it up high. Back to three-legged down dog. Step the right foot through, up between the hands. Hop the back foot in. Back to warrior one. Square everything forward. Time if you want to explore a back bend. Coming into warrior two, bring the gaze forward. If you lifted it, spread the arms out wide, maybe widen the stance. This time, flip the front palm up, straighten the front leg, reach up and back, reverse triangle. So getting long in that whole right side of the body. And keep the legs, just bring the arms out wide to the side. You could heel toe the back foot in a hair or two for triangle pose. Hip shift back, right arm reaches forward, then bring that right arm down, left arm up. Spread the arms out wide, open up across the chest, shoulders away from the ears, squeeze those legs together. And as you hug the core in, that's what helps you open up the chest toward the sky. You can look up at the top hand or down at the bottom foot. And then slowly come back up to standing. Bring the hands to the hips. Look forward at the right foot. Put a little bend in the right knee and then step the left foot up to meet the right foot. So you're standing in Tadasana at the top of the mat. And then you'll start to shift the weight over to the right foot, bend the left leg. So it's just like you're trying to bring the heel in toward the glute. And then point those toes, reach back, grab for the left foot. You can reach the right arm up. And then just get really long in that left quad. You're pressing the hand into the foot back into the hand, still lifting the chest, standing as tall as you can. Knees are side by side, so that left knee's right underneath the hip. And gently set that left foot down, reach the arms all the way up, bend the knees, sit back, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold, left foot steps back behind you. You're in a runner's lunge. So make sure the feet are hip width distance apart. And then straighten the front leg, fold over the front leg. You could lift the toes on the right foot if you're feeling open enough. Back to that modified pyramid pose. Right foot comes down to the mat, bend the right knee, inhale forward to your runner's lunge, plant the hands, step straight back, downward facing dog. Up to you if you stay here or flow through a vinyasa. Left leg reaches up and back, three-legged down dog. Left knee, right tricep. Find that twist, reach the heart forward, exhale back, three-legged down dog. Left foot steps up between the hands. Hop the back foot in, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Flip the front palm up, straighten the front leg, reach up and back, reverse triangle. Come back up to center, heel toe the back foot in a little bit, and set up for triangle. Left arm down, right arm up. Find the power in the legs, spread the arms out wide. Come back up to standing, nice and strong. Once the head's over the hips, bring the hands to the hips. Look forward at that left foot, put a little bend in the left knee, step that right foot forward. Tadasana, top of the mat. Bend the knees, sit back, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. So heels are a little lighter, balls of the feet are a little heavier, which means you shift forward, and that'll feel good on the back sides of the legs. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Circle the arms all the way up to standing. Hands come together, down in front of the heart. Okay, we'll get it on this side. Come to Tadasana. Shift the weight over to the left foot. Bend that right leg. Heel in toward the glute. Point the toes. Reach back. Grab for the top of the foot. Left arm can reach up. So lengthen that right quad down toward the mat. Keep the knee underneath the hip. You can bring that foot in as much as you want to get that stretch. Chest lifts, stay long in the left side of the body. Now release the foot down to the mat, reach the arms up, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold, step the right foot back behind you, find that runner's lunge, and then take this into a modified pyramid pose. Straighten the front leg, fold over the front leg, maybe those left toes lift. Trying to take the rounding out of the upper back, and you'll feel a big difference. If you are rounding and you take the rounding out, it'll get a whole lot deeper in that left leg. And if it's too deep, hands can come back underneath the shoulders. That's your lever. Set that left foot down onto the mat, inhale forward to your lunge, and then step straight back, downward facing dog, staying here or flowing through a vinyasa. From downward facing dog, lift the right leg up and back, coming into a three-legged down dog. Right knee, left tricep. Get it up high. Stay here or extend that right leg out in front of you. Spin onto the inner edge of the left foot and reach that left arm up. Hips press up. Fallen triangle. Left hand comes back down to the mat, back to three-legged down dog. Reach that right leg up and back. Step the right foot through all the way up between the hands. Hop the back foot in, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Flip the front palm up, straighten the front leg, reach up and back. Come up to standing, arms out wide, triangle pose. Come back up to standing. Keep the legs the way that they are. Bring the hands to the hips once you have the head over the hips. Put a bend in that right knee. Look forward at the right foot. Step the left foot forward. Come to Tadasana, top of the mat. Arms down by the sides. Then you can bring the right hand to the right hip. Shift the weight over to the right foot. Bend that left leg. Reach back. Grab for the left foot. Reaching the arm up, the right arm up. Start to press the foot into the hand back into the foot. You can play with dancer's pose here if you want to. It's a back bend. It's also a big pose. So if you're not warm, skip it. Just stay where you are. Reach the heart forward, hug the belly in, looking forward. So it's not about dipping the chest. It's about pressing the foot into the hand and reaching the heart forward at the same time. And then you lift from the inner left thigh. And then with control, we come back up to standing, right back to that standing quad stretch that we were just in. Left foot steps next to the right foot, reach both arms up, chair pose, bend the knees, sit back. Exhale, forward fold. Let the head and the neck go. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat. Step this left foot back 2/3 of the way. Turn the toes out a little bit. Keep the feet, the legs straight. Square the hips. This time, pyramid pose, Pashimotanasana. Let the head and the neck go. You're just folding down over the legs. Both legs strong. And you're using the whole foot. So press down into all four corners of the feet. And then take the rounding out of the upper back if there is any. Inhale forward to your lunge, bend that right knee. Maybe you step that left foot way back. Hands down to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Stay here, optional vinyasa. Left leg reaches up and back, three-legged down dog. Left knee, right tricep, get it up high. Stay here if you're not warm, or extend that left leg out. Come onto the inner edge of that right foot. Lift the hips, lift that right arm, fall in triangle. Right hand down to the mat, back to three-legged down dog. Step that left foot all the way up between the hands. Hop the back foot in. Virabhadrasana 1. Take your time coming up. Feeling that strength build. Square everything forward. Hug the belly in. Lift it up. Lift the chest. Lift the gaze. Coming into your back bend here. And then we'll take this to warrior 2. Looking forward. Open up the arms wide. Adjust the feet. And that right hip's pushing the left hip forward. That'll help you keep the head right over the hips so you don't lean forward. And it'll also help you stay even in the legs. Flip the front palm up, straighten the front leg, reach up and back, reverse triangle. Back up to standing, reach that left arm forward, hip shift back, left arm down, right arm up, Trikonasana. Back up to standing, bring the arms out wide, head over the hips, hands to the hips. Look forward at that left foot, bend the left knee, big step forward, right foot next to the left foot. Tadasana, top of the mat. This time, weight shifting over to the left foot. You can bring the left hand to the left hip, bend that right leg, reach for the foot, see if it connects. Left arm reaches up. So stay here or play with dancer's pose. Find a focal point straight in front of you. Keep your eyes there as you reach the heart forward. Press the foot into the hand back into the foot, reaching the heart as far forward as you can. And then you can start to lift from the inner right thigh. Back up to standing. Right foot next to the left foot, both arms up, bend the knees, sit back, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold, fingertips to the mat. Step that right foot back 2/3 of the way. Square the hips forward, both legs straight. Pyramid, Parshvo fold over the left leg. Letting the head and the neck go. Come up halfway, put a bend in that left knee, reach that right foot back, coming into a long stride with your runner's lunge. Hands down to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Up to you if you stay here for 5 breaths or take a vinyasa. One more time through that, we'll add on a little bit. Right leg reaches up and back. Right knee, right tricep. Maybe fall in triangle. Come onto the inner edge of the back foot. Extend that right leg out in front of you. Reach up with the left arm and the hips. Left hand comes down to the mat. Right leg up and back. Back to 3-legged down dog. Step the right foot through, up between the hands. Hop that back foot in. Vira 1. That fallen triangle really gets your core going, and it's a nice way to fire it up so that when you feel it in these transitions, they're nice and strong. Warrior 2. So when people say yoga's all core, it really is if you can access it, especially in the transitions. Flip the front palm up, straighten the front leg, reach up and back, reverse triangle. Come back to standing, hip shift back, reach that right arm forward, right arm down, left arm up. So our core is where our stability comes from. It's also where our confidence comes from, the chakra there, our solar plexus. Come back up to standing. Bring the hands to the hips. Look forward at the right foot. Put a bend in the right knee. Step that left foot through to the top of the mat. Tadasana. Right hand, right hip. Bend the left leg. See if you can grab for the foot. Reach the right arm up. So you can grab the outer edge of the foot. Some of you have pretty open shoulders. You could go for the inner edge of the foot. I'm sticking with outer edge. You decide where you want to be. Find your drishti, your focal point in front of you. You could even bring the index finger and the thumb together so you connect the left side of the body and the right. Start to look forward, lift with that inner left thigh. Keep that engagement between the left hand and the left foot, playing with dancer's pose. It's a back bend. Keep the hips pointing straight back. Try not to open up that left knee and let it flare out. Slowly start to make your way back up to standing. Use that core. Left foot next to the right foot. Both hands reach up. Bend the knees, sit back. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale up, halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, fingertips, hands down to the mat. Step that left foot back behind you 2/3 of the way. Square the hips forward. So your feet are on separate train tracks. You shouldn't be on a tight rope. So as you pull that right hip back, left hip forward, this time come up halfway, left hand underneath the left shoulder. You could take it a little deeper and bring left hand to the ankle or left hand outside of the foot, but that's really deep. Maybe a block there if you're going to go that route. Otherwise, left hand underneath the left shoulder. Right arm reaches up. Now you're coming into a twist with the pyramid legs. So revolve triangle. That right hip still pulling back, left hip's coming forward. Press down to rise up. Right hand comes down to the mat, back to downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa. Same thing, other side. Left leg reaches up and back. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Maybe fall in triangle. Extend that left leg, right inner edge of the foot comes down to the mat. Reach up. Right hand down to the mat, left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Left foot steps up between the hands, hop the back foot in, warrior one. So we do a little bit of work on the hands and then we get off and explore these standing poses, giving the upper body a break here. Maybe you find the back bend in your warrior one. It'll help with that dancer's pose. Then take it to warrior two. Adjust the feet, spread the arms out wide, shoulders away from the ears. Hug those arms in toward the body. Flip the front palm up, straighten the front leg, reach up and back, reverse triangle. Back up to center, standing with the arms wide, triangle. Hip shift back, left arm down, right arm up. Back up to standing. Bring the hands to the hips, look forward at that left foot, put a bend in the left knee, step that right foot forward, Tadasana, mountain pose. Left hand, left hip, shift the weight over to the left foot, find that drishti in front of you, bend the right leg, reach for the right foot, bring it in. And then here you're pressing the foot into the hand into the foot, either grabbing the outer edge of the foot or inner edge if the shoulder feels open enough, but don't push it. Reach the left arm up and start to play with dancer's pose. Keep your focal point in front of you. You never lose it. If you do, you've gone too far. Reach that right leg up and back with the inner right thigh so the knee doesn't go out to the right. Stretching those fingertips forward, gaze forward. Slow and controlled. Come back up to standing and release the right foot back down, both arms up, weight into the heels of the feet, chair pose. Forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold, right foot steps back 2/3 of the way, square the hips, straight, strong legs, right hand underneath the right shoulder, or you could bring it in closer to the foot if you want to go deeper, hand maybe on the ankle lightly, or hand outside the foot, but that's only for the deepest twist. Probably want to take it easy today. We didn't do a whole lot of twisting. Left arm reaches up, press down into the feet, reach the crown of the head forward so the spine stays long, and then spread the arms out wide. So exploring all the triangles today. Look back down at the mat. Left hand comes down to the mat, downward facing dog. Last vinyasa if you want it. Then glide forward to plank pose, knees up or down, bring yourself all the way down to the mat. So you're lying down onto the mat. Make a pillow with the hands, just rest the head on top of the hands. Then lift the head, bend that right leg, reach back, grab for the right foot, bring it in, one last quad stretch. And you might adjust if that right knee's out to the side, you'll feel it when it's in the right spot, going straight back. Press down into the left foot. So keeping that left leg strong, start to lift the chest. You can even reach that left arm forward. So it's a really similar shape to what we were doing standing, pressing the foot into the hand into the foot, reaching the chest forward, tailbone points back, and you're breathing. And slowly release, bring that left arm down, release the right foot, rest the head onto the hands. Lift the head, right hand in front, right forearm in front of the face, reach back for the left foot, grab it, make sure the left knee's underneath the left hip, press the foot into the hand back into the foot, reach the right arm forward, press down into that right top of the foot, right leg, and then start to lift. You don't need to come that high. Tailbone shifts back so it's not pointing up toward the sky. And then you just reach and look forward, breathing, moving the breath up and down the back of the throat. And slowly release that left leg, rest the head on the hands. Lift the head, last back bend, bend both legs, reach back, grab for the tops of the feet or the ankles. And you can either point the feet or you can flex them if you have the ankles. Either one works, it's just a different muscle group that you're working. Press the feet into the hands back into the feet, lift the thighs away from the mat, keep the knees from splaying out, hug the belly in, reach the heart forward. Some of you might be able to rock a little bit if that feels good. Dhanurasana. And gently release, set the thighs back down, release the feet, pillow with the hands, let the head come down. Done with those. You can bend the feet if you want to and move the feet side to side, only if that feels okay in your lower back. For some of us, it gets a little tender there and this doesn't work, and stillness is better, meaning just keeping the feet down on the mat back behind you. And then set the feet back down onto the mat, bring the hands to the mat, come up to tabletop. So knees underneath the hips. And then same thing we did at the beginning of class. Bring that left knee forward, right knee goes behind the left knee. So feet are out to the side, legs are crossed. And then you'll sit the hips back down between the feet, sitting into Gomukhasana. Knees are stacked the best we can. And if the legs don't want to stack, you can always just bring that bottom leg out and just do one leg. It doesn't have to be both. Okay, so from here, left knee on top, bring the left hand back behind you and you'll come into a twist. You can just bring the right forearm to the left thigh and start to sit up tall, pressing into both hips and find a twist, looking over the left shoulder. Then bring the gaze back forward, slowly unwind the torso. And now you'll fold over the legs if you feel like the hips are open for that. You can always stay here if you feel like you're getting enough of a hip opening. If you want more, start to walk the hands forward, fold over the legs. You could always use blocks to go underneath the forehead. Maybe you hook the chin over that top knee. Then lift the head, start to walk the hands back in. And then from here, you'll shift forward back onto hands and knees. So the knees are still crossed. And then uncross the legs back in tabletop. Right knee comes forward, left knee goes behind the right. Start to widen the feet, sit the hips back. And you can come into this however you want. If you're not liking that transition, definitely skip it. Feet are giving you enough room so that you can keep the hips, both hips down onto the mat. And we'll start with our twist. Right hand back behind you. Left arm can just rest on that right thigh. Sit up tall, find your twist. Should feel pretty good after those back bends. Gaze comes back forward, torso unwinds. Stay here or start to fold forward over the legs. One last hip opening. You'll walk the hands in, lifting the chest. This time, extend the bottom leg if it's bent, then the top leg, reaching the arms all the way up, and then fold down over the legs, Pashimotanasana. If the feet are right there, grab them. Otherwise, just rest the hands on the mat, legs, blocks. Also, if you have a strap, this is always a great pose to use a strap, especially if you can't touch the feet. Then the strap just bridges that gap, get a nice opening. Spine stays long. And you'll start to come back up to seated and decide how you want to close your practice today. Seated meditation or all the way on your back for Shavasana. Whatever you decide, get yourself comfortable. Close the eyes. So all of those poses to get to this moment right here. If you're in your seated meditation, stay right where you are while I talk everyone out of Shavasana. If you're in Shavasana, lying down on your back, start to wiggle the hands, the fingers, and the toes. Stretch the arms overhead. See how long you can get. And bend the legs, walk the feet in. Rolling over to your right side, cradling the head and the arm with the eyes closed. Using the left hand, press up to a easy cross-legged seat, your meditation seat, where we all meet so we can close our practice together, whether you're doing this in real time or a recorded version. Bring the hands together in front of you. Maintain the lift of the chest. As you begin to slightly bow the head, take a moment to honor and acknowledge your heart and spirit. What got you here to this moment? as well as everyone else. Bring the head back up, blink open the eyes. Namaste. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed exploring all the triangles. That was a lot of them. Hope you all have a great day.